What's up, my archfiends of chaos? This is your king tonight, Vincent Valentine, EX Turk, coming back at you to bring a new video. And this will be another Final Fantasy discussion, adding on to the adding on to the shinra, where the horrid shinra monsters shinra manor monsters come from, by adding a part 2, and this will also include even elements from the compilation. And this is where I come up with the contrast that Vincent Valentine is the true king of the night, the true guardian of the underworld. First of all, if you look at the title Dirge of Cerberus, and Cerberus was a guard dog that pretty much guarded the gates, the gates of hell, according to Greek mythology. And to Greek mythology, that's what Dirge of Cerberus was, that's what Dirge of Cerberus is about. Plus, when they met the gates of the underworld in Dirge of Cerberus, it was referring to Deep Ground's base. And even Vincent Valentine has said that this is where the gates of hell is open. So Vincent's gun has a lot of as well as Deep Ground's base of operations. Not just only in Dirge of Cerberus, but even in the original Final Fantasy VII, where they could fit it in. First of all, Vincent Valentine comes from a casket, even though he's not a vampire, and he's a genetic experiment. Genetic experiment made by Professor Lucretia and Hojo's efforts together. But if you ever notice, Vincent Valentine looks like the character for Dracula. One of the various versions of Dracula. The long black hair, the red scarlet jacket, royal cape looking thing, the red eyes, and then the golden frankincense claw that he has. Looks similar to Dracula, mixed with the 70s headband, musician, considering his bandana. And then the fact that Vincent Valentine actually turns into various monsters, meaning there's actually an aspect of underworldly things, such as all the monsters resembles old horror movie monsters. The Galleon Beast is actually a chimera form. It's not. I actually thought it was a behemoth, but Galleon Beast is actually the Galleon Beast transformation is actually a chimera, and they're really mostly only in supernatural like stories and folklore. And then that's just one. The second monster, known as Death Gygus, is obviously Frankenstein, as he has his long hair has disappeared, and he's looked more like a Frankenstein with a bolt in his head, and he could use lightning. So, then there's Frankenstein. And Hellmasker is based off of two horror movie monsters together. Jason. And there's actually a movie called Jason Goes to Hell, where Jason gets these amazing powers, and that's probably where how they explain Vincent Valentine's powers to put people in nightmares, which is actually a hidden superpower that Vincent Valentine has in only the Hellmasker form. He actually could put people into real nightmares, kind of like Scarecrow, which I think that's where they kind of ripped the source material off, is Jason Go to Hell. And then also, the other part of Hellmasker is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as we know as Leatherface, And then Chaos is that of a demon, meaning that there's actually 4 layers, of hell. And pretty much this character, is a guardian. So Vincent Valentine is not evil. He makes sure the balance of life and death are, pretty much in control, kind of. Just like how Cloud's the guardian of the life stream. Vincent Valentine would be considerably the guardian of the other side, considering he slept in a casket inside of a mansion that has a whole bunch of haunted monsters in the actual mansion due to Hojo's experiments. And the fact that Vincent has lust for revenge of the man who created all these monstrosities, and and create all these hellish beings using real people. Vincent Valentine wants to get revenge on the man who's done it himself, Professor Hojo. But I think there's so much symbolicism, I think that, I know this sounds crazy, but they try to stack mythology. Greek mythology in Final Fantasy games is known to put Greek mythology, biblical mythology, Japanese mythology, and Renaissance period mythology. They always try to fit it in there. And I think maybe Dirge Cerberus is not referring to Vincent Valentine's gun. It's not referring to the Deep Ground's base. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's none of the things that's in the Shinra Manor. The guardian of the underworld is Vincent Valentine. Vincent Valentine gets revenge of all the lost souls that Hojo made. And then there's always that yin and yang monster at the end. At the end of Vincent Valentine's casket place, meaning that meaning that the yin and yang, even though it's destined that you get Vincent, it's also protector, making sure no one disturbs that casket. So if Hojo would have disturbed that casket, that yin and yang monster, the gross test monster that has two mask faces, pretty much is pretty much guards Vincent's casket, because really Vincent is actually Dirge Cerberus. And Vincent Valentine is actually the guardian of the underworld. He is the true king of the night. He's the true, and he pretty much, considering the clues are the monsters transformations he takes, Dirge Cerberus, his own game's title, the Deep Ground base, and even his guns called the Cerberus. He's also wearing scarlet red cape jacket like Dracula. So pretty much it's pretty much to say that that's what they intended for Vincent Valentine. He even had a Reaper Scythe in his console bar. So may the crystal be with you. Like this discussion, share.